What's up, big gunner?
And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of the Crypto, episode 1033. Today is Tuesday, December 13, 2022, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish, and today's top stories, and the only story is breaking. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried arrested, set to be extradited to the U.S. SEC charges former FTX CEO SBF for defrauding investors. A day before his arrest, hours before his arrest, SBF denied being part of wire fraud track group. SBF planned to blame everyone but himself, shows leaked Congress testimony. And Bahamas reportedly asked SBF to mint new coin after FTX collapse. And more about FTX and SBF. But first, what's going on with those prices, Bitcoin, Zay?
Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at our prices. Huge jump last night with a lot of different coins. Bitcoin is sitting at $17,852, up 4.7% today. Ethereum at $1,333, up 6.4% today. Binance Coin at $277, up 0.6% today. XRP at 39 cents is up 4.8% today. Coin sitting at 9 cents is up 4.7%. Cardano at 31 cents is up 3.2% today. And rounding out the top 10 is Polygon at 93 cents, up 5.6% today. And some of our trending coins, Bitcoin, Pancake Swap, and ARK again. And for our DGens who want to dumpster dive, added Bib Token, Orbit Bridge, Clayton Handy, and Orbit Bridge, Clayton Orbit. Man, what 17-year-old sat in his mom's basement and made that bullshit up? But if you if you want to dumpster dive, those are your coins for the day.
There it is. There it is. Really quick. Welcome to the show, everyone. Wisdom Bars, Junior Maley, CD, Gracie Peoria, Satoshi Slim, Kadeem K, Crypto CD. Good morning and welcome back, everyone. Satoshi Slim is about to have me cry laughing already. They said, "Oh, they're gonna." I think he said, "Oh, they're gonna break him." And talking about Sam Bankman-Fried, he's definitely going to be broken. I think he's already broken, which is why he got to talking. Because if not, I mean, the lawyer would have been all over it already, being like, "Man, do not say anything." Yeah, he said, "Oh, they're gonna break him real good." That's hilarious. Todd said, "Sam Bankman Smollett ain't nothing too deep going to happen to him." Todd, we'll be talking about that today because that is the other side of everything. Is this just a dog and pony show? Will anything happen? But before we get started, we have to show a quick video that, of course, encapsulates the last 24 hours. We showed this the other day. We just want to remind everyone before we do all the callbacks to it.
Yes, I was a member, but I was forced into this way of life. Hey, look, I've been dealing drugs ever since I was 12 years old. See, I didn't have the chances that you have, Miss Hawkins. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. I mean, I wanted to get out, but they threatened to kill my mother.
Who are you talking about, Mr. Brown? What they?
They. Look at it. Kareem Akbar. That's right, the educated brother from the bank. He's the real head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
Boy, that might have been the greatest dark skin on light skin crime in cinematic movie history. He stabbed him in the hand first, and then he came in and he snitched on him in court, right? He was disrespecting him all movie.
And for all who actually have never seen that, a great movie. Also to note about that scene and about the entire movie is that Wesley Snipes, the actor who's actually speaking, he was behind everything. He actually was behind everything. The person he was blaming actually was just an underling, or not even really an underling, I guess an associate / underling. Yeah. So that made it even hilarious. But yeah, we had to bring that up because that's essentially what's happening today. Top story of the day, breaking: FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried arrested and set to be extradited to the United States. And I'm telling you, folks, this is what did it. what did he say? Maybe, possibly, I guess I'll show up in court. What was the words? What were the words yesterday? I'm trying to look back in the stories yesterday.
Oh yeah, he said I won't be able to make it. Whatever, I have some other plans, and apparently his plans was jail. That hate when that happens when you double booked. Can't make it to DC because I'll be in jail tonight, fellas. But he also said on the Forbes interview, I don't think I'll be arrested, and then a few hours later, arrested.
Yeah, well, I knew something was up when he said that he'll make the testimony on the 13th or whatever. Oh, he'll be willing to testify. Those are words. He'd be willing to testify. When I said willing to, oh man, listen, I never forget. Here, military story, sea story. You're pulled into port, admirals there. Everybody, when you pulled in, everybody's pulled into different ships and stuff. You gotta go see the highest ranking person there. So whoever that is, go talk to him. The
Mm-hmm.
person there at the time. One ship didn't come talk to him. I guess they wanted to take an early vacation or break or hurry up. And I never forget him saying, he even said to a group of other officers, he was like, he didn't come kiss the ring. He was like, you always come kiss the ring. And I'm like, for a military admiral to be telling you that, he means it. And yeah, that's my point here. When Sam Bankman-Fried, and I said it yesterday, I kept saying gang, gang. When you start using words like I'm willing to testify, I'm willing to do this, or I'm going to be shown. Oh, okay. You think we're weak. You think we're weak. You think you're just like, I think that's what that kind of is right there, to be honest. To be frank, it's a big signal, especially when you're in a political climate like we have now. Elections are going on. This is a time for people and parties to show strength. This is time to get in line for your promotions and everything. This is a big fish. And you're talking crazy? No, it doesn't go like that. So again, we're talking about FTX, SBF. He's officially now been arrested and set to be extradited to the U.S. The Royal Bahamas Police arrested him at the request of the U.S. government based on a sealed indictment, which, of course, also means, which we said a few days ago as well, some of you are laughing, you're trying to allude to what we may or may not have been talking about, when we said the whole snitching thing, sealed indictment. Somebody is pointing fingers and tattletelling as they should. This is madness right now, right? What's going on here?
Hey,
What's
man,
up, Zay?
I was gonna say it seems like it might have been his girlfriend hanging out in New York getting chai lattes when we showed that picture up there snitching. And somebody made a good point on the Spaces yesterday that her parents probably told her, "Look, you're 27 years old. Whoever takes the deal first gets
that
the
black
best deal."
you don't need you don't need that black guy, baby. Come on
Yeah,
home, all right?
come
Nobody
on
know
home,
about it. This
man.
is college.
Yeah, we know you messed up in college. You go, you snitch, you get maybe 5 years. You get maybe 5 to 7 years. You do 3.5 with good behavior. You get out in your early 30s. You can continue living your life. That's
And you'll
probably
have
what
your
they
money.
told her.
And
Oh,
they're gonna
yeah,
make sure you have most of your money.
exactly. And if I had to choose somebody, she got a snitch face, very, very snitch face, looking like a damn snitch. She looked like she was the one that was going to give it up. But it's always tough when your girlfriend snitches on you. I mean, dang, they was in there having a good polycule time, and then next thing you know, damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What happened to you?
Well, listen, I mean, and these are all for the most part alleges, and I think the accusatory stance toward her, I also agree with, because I started seeing stuff the last couple of days on just different channels and stuff. But long story short, I saw she was already like talking to the FBI. I was like, oh, like it's obvious. What
Yeah.
are you talking about? Like, you all are supposed, whether you won it or lost it, there's no high-powered lawyer out there that would not take this case pro bono, even though they know there's money in it as well. They would also take this case on either side, right? Whether you're talking about the state and the federal side or an actual private company going on the defense. This is a high-profile case, and I say all that to say that this money isn't disappearing. Somebody has it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This is crazy. Let me I'm looking for the story to bring it up. Hold on. I'm trying to bring it up as I'm speaking. There it is. So SBF again has been arrested by authorities in Bahamas at the request of the U.S. government just a day before the disgraced former FTX CEO is due to testify before Congress. Again, I'm going back to my original point. I think it was a honeypot that they were going to have him come, and maybe he would testify. And as soon as he finishes, like as he's about to leave, they're like, "Hey, hold on, hold on." Hey, they start, hold on, I gotta do this. They start doing the whole putting their hand on your chest and won't let you leave. Like, oh, I'm just trying to, but hold on, bro. I just gotta talk to you in a minute. Your team can leave. You're just gonna stay behind. We gotta talk to you. But seriously, I think that they were gonna arrest him regardless when he came back. But him kind of being nonchalant and all on the, giving interviews, all on the music videos. They like, oh, you think we playing with you? I think that is kind of expedited because now the U.S. is like, fine. He wants to make like a spectacle. Let's make a spectacle. Like the U.S. ain't scared to make a spectacle either. Hey,
we do.
hey, hog tie him up. We'll be there in the morning. Like what? What are you talking crazy for? So I think that's kind of what's happening right now. It looks like also Bankman Fried, following a formal notification from the U.S. government that it filed criminal charges against him, according to a December 12th statement from the Bahamas Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Ryan Pender, citing a person with neither. The New York Times reported on December 12th that the charges against the Fried include wire and securities fraud, conspiracy to commit wire and securities fraud, and money laundering. And you heard it first here yesterday. I mean, come on. We called it. I said RICO is coming. Conspiracy, all different types of conspiracies. Now, the real question and the scary question is going to be, how deep will this go? How much ancillary damage happens? I've seen, shout out to Jamal Polymath. I heard him speaking about the whole situation. One thing I do disagree with, they were saying people like Kevin O'Leary and some of these other folks who receive money from defunct places or fraudulent places like FTX should have to pay it back. I disagree with that because it's like, as I said, this would be an issue when it comes to arenas. I didn't mention FTX, but crypto.com, I think, will go through something similar as this. And then the deal is going to be like, well, does literally the Staples Center, the house that Kobe built, whatever that, who owns that property, do they get into some type of legal penalty for lending these rights and doing business with this company? I disagree that should happen. So I think they said, one guy said maybe within the last 90 days. That I can agree with. He said in the last 90 days, if you see a lot of money exiting, and that's because you pay for these celebrity endorsements of the time of, the bankruptcy. I was like, okay, 90 days maybe, but somebody got paid 6 months ago. I was like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, come on.
And now that we know the crypto game, half the time that money gonna be in real estate. Now it's gonna be gone.
But
go ahead.
I do want to point out, because yesterday I had to put on my tinfoil toboggan. It is perfect timing that he got arrested the day before he was supposed to speak before Congress. And I think this goes a few different ways. First things first, Ryan Pender, who actually wrote, who is the person who wrote that he got arrested. Ryan Pender, he was at, scroll up real quick. He was actually at the Crypto Bahamas conference. He's the Minister of Legal Affairs, Bahamas Attorney General. He's buddy with SBF. I think Ryan Pender may be in on it, where basically they arrested him, quote unquote arrested him. I still haven't seen a perp walk. They arrested him so that he would have an excuse to not testify before Congress today, simply because all they have to do is say processing takes too long. So that gives us some time to get some names out the database, to make sure he doesn't say certain stuff. I think he's somewhere like Goodfellas, cooking fish and pasta, sitting in a glorified yoga studio. He is not in real jail, even if he is locked up. But we do have to realize the Southern District of New York, if you ever seen Billions with Paul Giamatti, the Southern District of New York, they were the ones who had the indictment. Also, the SEC came out right behind them, and they sued him. And then 10 minutes ago, I just saw this, CFTC just filed a lawsuit against SBF. So they all came raining down on him at the same time, but somehow he's being protected in the Bahamas. So I want to see if he's actually going to testify in front of Congress. Or somebody else pointed this out, maybe they go on Christmas break before he gets to testify, and he doesn't have to say anything until late January. And then by that time, they can give him the script. They can make sure all the names that don't need to be said don't need to be said. I'm sure Gary Gensler has his hand in here somewhere. I don't know exactly.
And that's the thing. Gary Gensler is involved in it. Listen, I'm calling out. Allegedly, I'm calling it out. There is no way, especially when your own kin is turning on you. People, listen, a wild rabbit will fight back to his death and scratch, bite, and claw you. A small rabbit will. So you better believe of a human who has a highly coveted position in the country, the United States, one of the largest countries on the planet, most powerful countries. They're about to do everything to keep that. And their own kind is turned against them. And the CFTC and parts of the SEC and all these people are going after SBF. He has his hand in here somewhere. His print is on here somewhere. So the problem is we don't know what his actual print is yet, which is good. Ain't nobody trying to no beef with the SEC and all these different agencies. But when you know, it's just like when you study these killer shows and stuff. When you study like murderers, everybody has like this signature, right? It's the same with Genzer, man. We really study him. I guarantee we'd be like, oh, this is the Genzer approach. Like he been arresting people and sending them to prison for this since 19 whatever. So it's
Oh
just
yeah,
one of those things where same old same. S1
yeah,
Dub said interesting timing for the arrest a day before he was to testify. Mob moves. This is crazy.
exactly. Yeah, and I think people need to realize too how protected he is in the Bahamas, because another story actually came out on Twitter. I saw that the Bahamas actually tried to get him to print over hundreds of millions of dollars worth of tokens.
Well, let's get into
Before.
it. Go ahead, bring it. Talk about it. I'm bringing it
Yeah.
up now.
Okay, yeah. So they asked them to mint new coin after the FTX collapse. So I think they were trying to get their money, pull it out, and the report actually states that they were telling him, or he was telling them, that anybody in the Bahamas that is owed money, they can make a special provision to send it to them and to make sure they get paid, because you don't want to live on an island full of angry people. Like we said before, you don't want a bunch of dudes in flip flops and AKs standing outside your $40 million home. BitBoy wasn't shit. Them boys in the Bahamas would have got him out the paint. And there's so much collusion here. I mean, it's ridiculous. Because for one, you got Ryan Pender, who's friends. He's the AG of Bahamas right now. For number two, Maxine Waters' husband is the former Attorney General of the Bahamas. And I'm pretty sure he still has his hands worked, because he never really leave the government if you worked in it. So I'm sure he has his hands in there somewhere. This might have been to protect Maxine Waters from embarrassment from the softball she was going to throw him in this congressional hearing. Also, it keeps SBF from basically committing perjury. So again, they were probably saying, "Hey, we want to get our money out. As long as we get paid, you're protected." I don't know if he didn't actually print those tokens, but we did on this show that he was there was money leaving, going to a bunch of Ethereum and other crypto, going to certain addresses, but nobody else could withdraw. Pretty sure that was it. So I mean, this story, it goes super deep. This is like an onion. It's got a lot of layers to it, and it's gonna take a while for it to unfold. But this is a historic day in crypto history. People, write it down.
This is crazy. I mean, it's just so much going on. I'm reading the comments, so many opinions, and people are paying attention to this. I mean, this is literally the top of the news, and we're watching it. What's even crazier is that we almost had the securities commissioner of the Bahamas on a day before FTX failed, or at least
Collapse.
publicly failed, collapsed.
Mhm.
That would have been crazy. Again, I'm still reaching out to that team to see what's going on. I mean, clearly I know what's going on, but talking about close to home, we're almost there, Zay, where we
Yeah.
are the first, you know what I'm saying? First source right there. So it's pretty interesting to see that as well. All right. Again, formally, SEC charges the former FTX CEO SBF for defrauding investors a day before his arrest. This is actually important because initially, again, because he was arrested. He was arrested. They wanted him over here for an assortment of charges. But in this article, the SEC is specifically coming after him. As you can see here, they filed charges against the former CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, accusing him of defrauding U.S. customers and concealing the diversion of customers' funds. The concealing of the diversion of customer funds. And shout out to CoffeeZilla. So I really didn't know who he was until you all said that he covered this a while ago, and I started looking at him and some of his recent coverage, and I saw he was in that Twitter Spaces. But I saw when he essentially asked about the commingling of funds, and I heard SBF's answer. I thought I was sharing the article the whole time. I got to throw it on, but I heard SBF's answer about commingling of funds, and literally his answer when he was like, how do you respond to commingling not between FTX and Alameda, but just internally at FTX between the accounts that did not want to trade leverage and the accounts that did? Like that was CoffeeZilla's essentially specific question. And his answer had everything to do with withdrawals and the withdrawal process and who got their money first and when. And I was like, for him to literally hear that question, and he said, how does the commingling of funds between internal accounts at FTX that weren't in the terms of service, terms of how do you explain that? He said, or his response was essentially, our withdrawal process never changed. The first people got their money that were supposed to get it, and then we stopped withdrawals after that. I was like, that literally, like, just point blank.
Yeah.
So how are you doing today? Well, the sky is purple. Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
What just happened here? Like, bro,
Yeah.
I asked you how, like, you know what I mean? Like, so Are you? Let's make it even simpler. Like, are you a U.S. citizen? Man, did you see the football game yesterday?
Yeah, exactly.
I did. But are you a citizen or not? Right, man, you crazy. What's your favorite food? Like,
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. He wasn't answering anything, and CoffeeZilla really did press him. Somebody put it in the comments. If you were on that Twitter Spaces, he was pressing them the whole time. But of course, he was giving
shout out to him.
these little wiggle out answers that he always does. And every time they asked him something, he would just kind of go off. Well, I didn't know. It's like, dog, just don't talk to anybody and leave it up. But we'll see how it all goes down, especially with the SEC here.
And you can see here, this is Gary Gensler on the arrest. The regulatory body noted that the former CEO concealed his diversion of FTX customer funds to crypto trading firm Alameda Research while raising more than $1.8 billion from investors. We allege that Sam Bankman-Fried built a house of cards on a foundation of deception while telling investors that it was one of the safest buildings in crypto, said SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Now, here's what's also going to be interesting. Him saying it's one of the safest buildings in crypto. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be fair or what's going to happen when it comes to companies saying that, hey, we're actually the best. Like, what company will come out and say we're not the best, right? I think that's just general advertising. You know, I literally have never seen a brand not say that they are the best. Almost every brand does it. So it'll be interesting to see how companies approach this almost from like advertising and a marketing point of view, and like, hey, we're just doing advertising and marketing. Of course, we're going to say we're the best, versus actual policy and regulations being like, no, if you're a crypto company, we're comparing you to a financial company, and you may be held to the same standards. Zay, what do you think? I was just basically saying that it'll be interesting to see how the argument between people saying that, hey, every commercial out there, everybody who does marketing or advertising is going to say that their company's the best. So
Yes.
will a line be drawn for crypto companies like financial companies where the U.S. or crypto companies essentially say, or U.S. holds them to the same standard as financial companies, saying, well, you all can't say that you're the best or you're the safest building in crypto if you actually aren't. So what's your thoughts on that? Can we
Yeah,
market? Can we
yeah,
market, or do we have to be held to a standard? What happens?
Yeah, well, I think they could do just about as much marketing as TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, anybody else when they, discuss what they do. However, I think that the crypto market is definitely going to get more of a thumb or more of a push down because of what just happened. And of course, the legacy financial system takes a little bit longer for all of the Ponzi scheme of fiat cash to be exposed. But crypto, this happened so fast. They were like, we can't have this happen again. So I think there will be extra special policies in place for crypto marketing. I don't think it'll be a ban like it was before with Google, but they're definitely going to make sure that the Super Bowl doesn't have 5 crypto company commercials next year. I can tell you that. Next year it's going to be, you might get one. That's about it. But because I was talking to somebody yesterday, interviewing with somebody, and the lady asked me, she was like, I bought into it because I saw that Tom Brady said it. And I was like, why would you take advice from celebrities? But I keep forgetting we got a lot of smooth brain people walking around in America that think that celebrities are their financial advisors and they listen to them. I don't know
You
why. I
said,
still don't know.
there
But
you go, Gigi. Gigi don't
yeah,
like that.
yeah, Gigi don't like that. She was like, I ain't with that at all. So yeah, I think there will be more regulations on them.
Bro, the fact that you said smooth brain, that's hilarious. So I saw somebody mention this yesterday, and shout out to Humney developer as well. He said Gary Gensler is how I learned about Bitcoin, ironic enough, in his MIT class. And someone actually said that yesterday. I saw one of the comments. They were like, didn't Gary Gensler teach at MIT or one of these classes? What are
Hey.
your thoughts on him? It was a blockchain class, but what are your thoughts on him teaching and I guess his output, what we've been seeing?
Oh yeah. Well, my thoughts on that is if you've ever seen, and I actually tweeted this out yesterday, I'm about to share it now. If you've ever seen the movie 21, if you've ever seen that movie, the movie 21 is where MIT professor Kevin Spacey, he took a bunch of math students to Vegas and they beat the casinos for millions.
You're a fool. I seen this. He's funny.
MIT professor Gary Gensler, he took some MIT students, SBF and Caroline. They played in the shitcoin casino and made billions. That is exactly what I think they had going on here. And for the most part, he's protecting them. We all can see it clear as day. But I think the MIT connection is important because he was teaching Bitcoin, but one of the Bitcoin core developers is from MIT. SBF and Carolina from MIT. Caroline's dad is at MIT. There's something with MIT where I feel like they're using some of the smart, quote unquote, smartest people to try and bring down the industry. And the collusion is right there. It's very simple. All they had to do was be on campus together. So, that's what I think it is. I think it was basically he taught them about the. I've watched his videos of him teaching it. He was teaching about Bitcoin, but you see how he shifted from talking about Bitcoin to talking about CBDCs and stable coins and all this other stuff because he realized you can't really regulate Bitcoin, but everything else, oh yeah, we can tear that down.
And one thing I have to keep reminding people too, like I understand because I'm not even fully grasping it. It was the unknown. It was just things I didn't know. But I'm telling you, people, federal government, military, all that stuff, yes, you can have your opinion, you can feel your way. You will get on company time. Like you will do it. You're not wealthier than the federal government. You're not stronger than the military. Like you're going to get on the same. So my point is, even if he did teach these classes, and even if he did, let's say he's actually a Bitcoin advocate for real. Let's say he's actually has a lot of Bitcoin. He's a part of the community underground, has a whole different avatar and screen name. Let's say he actually likes different parts of crypto and all this positive stuff. But at the end of the day, he's still the SEC commissioner, the chair or whatever. And if the president or the people that he works for and he has to report to say, no, this is the battle rhythm, this is what we're doing, that's what he's doing. It's that plain and simple. So again, I always give that a grain of salt as well. I do understand that. And that kind of comes with it. So my thing is, regardless of what he was doing while he was teaching, it doesn't matter. His marching orders are now President Biden. We want $600. Hey, $600 transactions, all crypto. Figure it out. And he's tasked with doing that. So it is what it is. All right. Hours before his arrest, SBF denied being part of wire fraud chat group. I believe this is what you were mentioning yesterday, correct?
Yep, that's what I was talking about. And I've actually heard this rumor before that there was a group chat of different centralized exchange owners that got together on Signal and what's the other one? We don't even use
Telegram yesterday.
Telegram, yeah. Telegram is so 2017, and they were basically talking to each other. SBF denied that he was a part of it. He said, I didn't know about this group, blah, blah, but who the hell believes him anymore? But they were basically in this group together. They may have been basically wink, wink, and a gun, you know what I mean? Like a wire fraud group. Gary Wang was supposedly a part of it, Nishad Singh, and of course, Caroline Ellison. And they were sending secret information about FTX and Alameda. And of course, he denied it, but I don't put anything past this group right here. They had a lot of nefarious things going on. Anybody that's in in the Bahamas and they're showing feet and messing with each other, who knows what they were doing? Who knows what they were doing on these apps? But yeah, it's basically like they were plunking their nose at any type of charges because they knew they were protected. And even the fact that SBF came out and said, "I don't think I'll be arrested," like how can you feel that safe? Like it doesn't make any sense. So if I had lost $50 billion, I would have been on the run. Like it's either go on the run or go to jail for 100 years. But everything that's coming out is basically showing what they were doing. And it's all part of this onion. A lot of layers, like I said.
All right. Last but not least, SBF planned to blame everyone but himself. Shows leaked Congress testimony. I mean, you need to leak Congress testimony. Honestly, just listening to his interviews, he's already been saying like, "Hey, man, mistakes were made." My biggest thing too is just like, how are you the genius of the space 2 days ago? And then now it was like, "Hey, I don't know, mistakes were made."
Now you acting like Simple Jack. Come on, man.
Oh man. Looks like SBF, a copy of his testimony was received a day before he was set to testify before Congress. Now that I keep saying it, that he was arrested a day before he was set to testify before Congress. Does he not testify? I mean, not then, wow, was that the play? But a copy of his testimony obtained by Forbes highlights that the disgraced CEO planned to blame the spectral downfall of his $32 billion empire on everyone but himself. And you know what? Hey, I'm going to say it. Not necessarily shout out to him, but yeah, he should blame everyone but himself. Why? Because you have the gentleman of crypto, people like us. You got CB News Network. Crypto Chico's been a great source. There's so many different good sources out there, but you all pick the sources you pick. And not, of course, our community, but the general public, it looks like And this is what comes with it. Like, it's the reason why the people who are actually talking about Bitcoin, the technology, and some of this other stuff are smaller and are less than the people who are just talking about making 1,000% a day, which is like literally almost impossible, very improbable. So the average person just would not do it. But that's where the traffic and volume goes. SBF was a part of that group. The traffic and volume followed. To me, he was kind of like how Trump said back in the day, where he was like, he's want to win president. He just tell like idiots what they want to hear, basically, or whatever. Like, that's the same thing. SBF already said when I saw these old interviews, and he's like, yeah, the imaginary money won. So all you gotta do is make some more imaginary money, and whoever wins, wins. When I saw him basically say that, and now it's like people still bought into that, then he is right. He should blame everyone but himself, and I'm with him on that. Now, as far as going to the feds to do it, no, but the way he's been doing it through these public means, I'm with it. Blame everyone but yourself, SBF, because hey, you didn't force nobody, bro. You didn't listen. All you said, you had something and they wanted it. All right. We didn't take it. None of our community got it. Our community is going strong and safe. So listen, hey, everybody was adults. Or as I always say, we need to relinquish our votes, or those who blame them may need to relinquish their vote to them. It seems like Daddy SBF needs your vote because you're saying he's responsible for it. So again, this is SBF. He's saying it wasn't him. He's going on his Nino Brown with the same rhetoric about FTX US, the sister company.
Look at the quote. Sorry, look at the quote.
Yeah. Go ahead. That's what I was about to get to. Go ahead.
I wish I had not clicked on a button on DocuSign at 4:30 a.m., leaving some of FTX under destructive leadership. What? Are you kidding? I wish I didn't click that button. Like, what?
Hey, it was a light-skinned brother in the back.
That's a light-skinned brother in the back. Where's that meme? Where's the meme of that little boy that was pointing, sitting on the stand? That is SBF all day. It was like, it was him, it was her, it was them over there. Me, myself,
it's gone.
I was outside of my mind. I don't know what was going on. I was under stress. I didn't know what was going on. I was just pushing buttons, playing a video game, and somehow I just happened to lose $30 billion.
Look at this. He went on to blame the inclusion of FTX US in the Chapter 11 bankruptcy on John J. Ray III, the restructuring lawyer who assumed the role of FTX CEO after the bankruptcy filing. SBF claimed that, quote, American customers were protected at least until Mr. Ray's team took over, unquote. Hey, last time I checked, America was good. Now, Mr. Ray came in when I left. Now, we could talk to him and figure out what happened.
Oh, man.
Hey, this is way deeper than me. If I go down, everybody going down.
Everybody going down, yeah. He's snitching on everybody but his parents, but I'm telling you, pay attention to him.
Man. He already did. That's why, listen, MIT. Look, all right, look, man, don't take me off the board for one day, but my parents, look, they owed anyway, all right? This is what happened.
Yeah, somebody said it was Parlay. Parlay was the one pushing buttons.
Oh my goodness. It looks like Ray, on the other hand, has been very critical of the former FTX CEO and his management skills and his testimony for the FTX investigation hearing. Ray has said that in all his years of working as a restructuring lawyer, he has never seen such an utter failure of corporate controls at every level of an organization, from the lack of financial statements to a complete failure of any internal controls or governance whatsoever. It looks like in this leaked document, SBF also blamed the inclusion of the FTX US and Chapter 11 bankruptcy on law firms, Sullivan and Cromwell. So he's going after the law firms as well. Wow, this is crazy. He said, I have 19 pages of screenshots. He's sharing text. I have 19 pages of screenshots of Sullivan and Cromwell, Mr. Miller, and others I believe were influenced by them, all sent over a 2-day period, pressuring me to quickly file for Chapter 11. Well, hey, on the flip side, the same way I said he should blame everyone and everyone was a dope. No, SBF. If you sign those papers, remember, you're the crypto genius, buddy. You got the biggest company out there. You guys are the smartest people in the room. So if you sign those papers, my boy. You got to carry that. And one really quick thing I'll say before you dissect the rest of this. This is what's scary, people, that you're not thinking about. It was a recession, maybe a depression, because these are all the companies that are the smartest people in the room in America. And they all got. Yes. So how smart do you really think they are on the traditional side as well? Honestly, I've already taken, go ahead. Yeah.
I would go as far as to say that this is just the appetizer. FTX, Voyager, Three Arrows Capital, all of these, Luna, all of this failure
The
that's
warm up
happening.
swings.
It's just a warm up swing. Yeah, this is just warm up. This is just batting practice for the real legacy financial market downfall. Because when those dominoes start dropping, BlackRock is pausing withdrawals already, and that's a company with trillions of assets under management. We got $80 trillion in the FX market missing. We got the CPI report is coming out today, this is a great distraction, so people don't see how bad it really is. All of this stuff is basically just a precursor to what I think is going to happen next year. We're already in a recession. I think the depression may be coming, but it has to get worse before it gets better. That's the one thing that I'm always, happy about is that all of this. I don't want to see people lose their life savings, lose their money. What I want to see is us get to a point where we get past this, but it has to get worse before it gets better. That's the biggest thing. I compare it to hoarding. FTX was hoarding a bunch of shit coins and terrible assets. Just like people, they hoard at their house. They got a whole bunch of boxes of shoes and food. Nobody does anything until the rats and the roaches come out and start eating everything. So it's going to get terrible, but then the cleanup process, it's all worth it because now you got a brand new house. So I think this is what we have to go through. People are going to have to suffer, but at the same time, we'll come out better on the other side.
Yeah, this is crazy. Man, like it's just interesting to see all these thugs in action, and now they're all testifying against each other. I mean, hey guys, you do the crime, you got to do the time out there, folks. All right. And it looks like the light came on. The roaches are scattering right now. Everybody's looking for a friend. Everybody's looking for a friend in a high position.
Yeah.
Any news to report? That's going to be it for the show, folks. Bitcoin Day, what you got?
Well, the actual congressional hearing is going on right now as we speak. So if you want to watch that, make sure you catch that. And then I will be on Discord. We'll be in there talking about the whole case, talking about SBF as well for today. So that's all from me.
Oh, thank you, Mars Nieder, for the tip. I live in Miami. I was born in Bahamas. FTX feels staring me in the face every day, and I watch everyone get got. It's crazy. Oh, because the FTX Arena. That's right. Oh man. The FTX Arena is staring him in the face every day. I get what you're saying. And speaking of that Discord after, yes. So there were some technical difficulties for the class yesterday, but that recording, I'll push that out today for you all as well. So no issues there. And let's see, that is the show for today. Make sure you smash that like and share. And we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. Really quick, thank you for the tip. OMAC said, watch SBF phone disappear. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I want to know what happens to his cell phone or phones. That's going to be an interesting take on the story, too. Maybe we'll find out more tomorrow. Smash that like and share. And we will see you all tomorrow. Appreciate OMAC for